Hi, I'm Roseanne Wright Callender, the author of the Happy Little Garbage Truck picture book, and it's also an educational system. We've been talking about interoception, which is one of the most interesting parts of the hidden senses. We talked about proprioception and vestibular senses, which are also very important in helping a child make sense of the world and navigate throughout the world. And it's also part of what allows a child to internalize some of the things that they're feeling, like with proprioceptive, it's how the muscles and the joints interact with the physical environment. Vestibular is the balance mechanism that allows us to stay stationary and upright and navigate through walking and running and just the whole balance, core balance skills that we learn early on. But the interoception part of our senses is just so convoluted. And as I read more and more about this sense, it seems to open up more new ideas for me. And so I've been really happy to share this research that I've been doing to find out for myself how can we build and broaden a child's ability to increase and improve this particular hidden sense, because it's how we feel about ourselves. And we talked about this a lot, that the child's interoceptive sense is actually what keeps the child safe. And it's one of the basic, we talked about Maslow before, it's one of those basic senses that we all have, is to stay safe in our environment. But sometimes I found that the neurocircuitry that develops this interoceptive sense needs to be enhanced and to be built. And it can be built because of the neuroplasticity of the brain. And so we found out that I mentioned that mindfulness is one of the activities that can actually encourage the development of this circuitry. And the one in particular, that the one part of the brain that develops in particular is the insula, which is that switch that allows us to go from resting state, pardon me, to a highly active state, or to thinking. And so those neural circuits really do need to be developed so that there's a connection there and a child's able to move from one state of mind to another. And so mindfulness is one of the basic skills, as I said, that helps to increase self-awareness. Okay, this is one thing that will help a child be in touch with their inner sense of self, their body awareness, their emotions, and attention regulation, and also their self perspective. And so, like, I think of this like bodybuilding. Mindfulness training is like weight training or bodybuilding. Um, we've been told by trainers, it's like mind body meld and mind muscle meld, that you're thinking about the muscles that you're training while you're exercising. And this is that what we call metacognition. You're thinking about what you're thinking with interception and mindfulness. And so as we build that capacity, it allows us to switch from one state of mind to another. And we're able to connect the logic, the thinking part of our brain with how we're feeling. Now, there was this article that I saw from South Australia that gave like an 8 to 10 week program of activities, and it focuses on creating and noticing internal change. And I included a link for that article in my description box. But the activities went from like tensing and relaxing the muscles, changing the breathing pattern, excuse me, and helping the child notice those changes, and also in temperature, their pulse, and sense of touch. And so, pardon me, As we go through this section of interoception, we're going to take a look at some of those activities. But the most important thing to keep in mind is, as one article stated, all of these activities work in uniting the child's logic with their emotions, which is interoception. Whereas the child without interoception skills relies pretty much on logic. And that is, their logic as far as a child can process what's going on around them. And you think of a lot of times the child isn't able to accurately process what's going on. And actually doing this all the time, you could see that a child could become tired and overloaded. And that leads to the shutdowns, the meltdowns, I call them all the downs, anxiety and depression. And so we don't want that, pardon me, for our children. We want them to feel that connection so that they can broaden and build their skills and be fully able to engage and encounter their environment in a positive way. So, pardon me this morning, throat's a little froggy, but pardon me, but we'll look a little bit more deeply into this in our future talks. Thank you so much. Bye bye.